start in 1 minute. Okay, so just give me 1 second, and that's it. You have me doing work here till the last minute. All right. I'd like to call this meeting to order. Today is the agenda for a special legislative meeting of the Mayor and Council for the City of Mount Rainier, today, Monday, May 12th, 2025, at 7 p.m. And I'm going to do number 1, call to order. Luke Chesek,
Here.
Jerry Stofas,
Here.
Daniel Carter, here. And Councilmember Barry Woodall has been excused due to her not feeling well. She did notify us, and we have extended an excuse for her. And now we're going to move on to Pledge of Allegiance. I would like to ask Luke Chesek to lead us on the Pledge of Allegiance. If you guys could please stand up. And put your right hand over your heart, and the flag is right here.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you guys so much. All right, we're gonna be moving on to item number 2, review of the agenda. I'm gonna read it through.
Okay, the agenda for tonight's special legislative meeting: 1, call to order, Pledge of Allegiance; 2, review of the agenda; 3, certification of election results; and 4, swearing in of Selena Benitez as mayor, Jenny Hoffpower as councilmember Ward 1, and Joseph Jakuta as councilmember Ward 2. 5, review of council rules and procedures. The mayor and council will have a discussion and vote on the council rules and procedures. 6, adjournment.
So the only item we're gonna be adding is the new number 5, will be parting words from Councilmember Chesek and Councilmember Stofas to the agenda. All in agreement? Good?
Yep.
All right, perfect. So that'll be the addition to it. And review of the agenda will be the number 6, and adjourn will be the new number 7. All right, perfect. All right, now that we have moved to the review agenda and it has been agreed upon, we're gonna be moving on to item number 3, certification of elections result. And we'll be calling Ms. Nicole Logan, Supervisor of the Board of Elections for Mount Rainier, who will read and certify the election results for May 5th, 2025 election. Nicole, the floor is yours.
Thank you, ma'am.
You go put it right there where you're at. Thank you.
Hello, good evening, everyone. My name is Nicole Logan, Supervisor of the Mount Rainier Board of Elections. Welcome to all of our special guests, to the current council members, the incoming council members, and I would love to say a special thank you before I go to the Mount Rainier Board of Elections, who most are here with us today because you did a fantastic job this election cycle, and I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much. So right now, I'd like to certify the election results. So I attest to that these are the final election results for the City of Mount Rainier election held on Monday, May 5th, 2025. For Council Member Ward 1, we had 2 candidates on the ballot, Charnette Robinson and Jenny Hoffpower, and with the majority vote of 264 votes, Jenny Hoffpower has been elected to Councilmember Ward 1. For Councilmember Ward 2, we had 3 candidates on the ballot, Derek Reynolds, Joseph Jakuta, and Tony George. And we have Joseph Jakuta with the majority vote, 220 votes. And for mayor, we had 2 candidates on the ballot. We had Danielle Carter and Selena Benitez, with 598 votes total. We had a total of 827 voters at the Mount Rainier election for 2025, which is fantastic. We'd love to see more next time. But I confirm and swear that these are the valid and true results of our election, and candidates will be sworn in accordingly. Thank you all so much, and congratulations to our incoming members, and thank you for your service to our outgoing members.
You guys are so quiet. You guys could clap for her, you know? So I wanted to make sure I take a point of privilege to ask the Board of Elections to please stand up. They are in the room. You guys could go ahead and stand up, please. This is like the various members of the Board of Elections who help carry it. So thank you guys for your service, and they all know they have the service for life. When I swear them in, I literally say that to them. They're like, for life, and they're like, they go, we swear, and I'm all like, it's already been committed, there's no way around it. So you'll see them from any election forever, right? So those familiar on it. So Senator Augustine, your seat's right here in front. Hello. Of course we save you seat. All right. So in saying that, I want to make sure I acknowledge a couple people that are in the room who are also elected officials. We have Senator Malcolm Augustine representing the 47th District, Delegate Fennell representing the 47th District as well, School Board Member Pamela Booster-Strother, who's also here. Pamela, there you go. And I think I got most of the elected officials except for one, but she has her own thing that she does, so I'll leave you for that. You're very much like, if you're not here, nothing happens. All right? But in saying that, thank you guys for joining us, not just today, but for the many years you have joined us in making sure like the city has the things that it need and requires. So we're happy to see you here as well. So thank you guys so much. All right, so we are moving on to item number 4. And I will be, if you haven't noticed, like Luke Chesick, Councilmember Chesick, is acting as my vice mayor for this meeting for one last time. But at this moment, I'm gonna cede my seat to Councilmember Chesick so that way he could like go through the process once they call me in. But I think Ward 1 and Ward 2 go first and then I go after.
Yeah, I think so.
Melly, yes? Or how's the order?
Mayor.
This is where I need to get away from him. Melissa and city manager's like, no way, Mayor, you're not getting out of this one. So at this moment, I'll go ahead and cede like the mayorship to Councilmember Chesick, who has served as a vice mayor in several occasions. And we have Delegate Julian Ivy as well here with us, and a wonderful little adorable wolf as well. He's like the star of all of it. Oh, thank you guys. All right, so
All right.
you have to officially like.
What do I have to do?
Yep.
Do something?
Yeah, this is what happened. So
What do I do?
we're gonna convene. You have to call the clerk of the circuit to function.
Okay, okay.
There you go.
I call the clerk of the circuit court to the front, to the podium, to swear in Mayor-elect Benitez, Mayor and Mayor-elect Benitez. How does that work? You're just Mayor Benitez, right?
I'm everything, I guess. All right.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Oh, here. I flip over the book. 'Cause Bella, come here for
Yep.
1 second.
Hi, I'm Mahassan Elamine. I'm your elected clerk of the circuit court. We're gonna, you've done this a couple of times. You're a pro.
She's done it since she was like,
Like this small.
yeah. Here, let me fix your dress because I don't want you to like
Yeah.
find me later when you grow up. You tell me where to move. There? Hold it right here.
You ready?
Okay.
Yeah,
hold
right
it
side
this
up.
way.
There we go.
Yeah. Okay.
You're gonna be taller than me soon doing that. Okay, you wanna swear or affirm?
Swear.
Okay. I
I,
state your name.
Selena Benitez,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and that I will be faithful
and that I will be faithful
and bear true allegiance to the state of Maryland
and bear true allegiance to the state of Maryland
and support the Constitution and laws thereof,
and support the Constitution and the laws thereof,
and that I will
and that I will
support the charter and laws of Prince George's County,
that will support the laws and charter of Prince George's County,
and that I will,
and that I will,
to the best of my skill and judgment,
to the best of my skill and judgment,
diligently and faithfully,
diligently and faithful,
without partiality or prejudice,
without partiality or prejudice,
execute the office of
execute the office of
Mayor for the City of Mount Rainier
Mayor for the city of Mount Rainier
in Prince George's County,
in Prince George's County,
according to the Constitution and laws of this state,
according to the Constitution, the laws of the state,
and the charter of this city.
and the charter of the city.
Congratulations
Thank you
again.
so much.
Good job.
Oh, this is beautiful. All right,
Good job.
you're getting bigger in seconds.
Oh, no, don't go anywhere. You're a professional at this.
I know, right? Just trying to check to see if like you can-
Surprise, surprise. There you go. Good
A
job.
whole pro, right?
Okay, next we have Jenny Hoffpower, Ward 1.
Okay. You want to swear or affirm?
I'll swear.
Okay. I
I,
state your name.
Jenny Hoffpower,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and that I will be faithful
and that I will be faithful
and bear true allegiance to the state of Maryland
and bear true allegiance to the state of Maryland
and support the Constitution and laws thereof,
and support the Constitution and laws thereof,
and that I will
and that I will
support the Charter and laws of Prince George's County,
support the Charter and laws of Prince George's County,
and that I will,
and that I will,
to the best of my skill and judgment,
to the best of my skill and judgment,
diligently and faithfully,
diligently and faithfully,
without partiality or prejudice,
without partiality or prejudice,
execute the office of
execute the office of
Councilmember Ward 1
Councilmember Ward 1
for the city of Mount Rainier
for the city of Mount Rainier
in Prince George's County,
in Prince George's County,
according to the Constitution and laws of this state
according to the Constitution and laws of this state
and the charter of this city.
and the charter of this city.
Congratulations. You're welcome. Good job.
You're a pro now, right?
Okay. Joseph Jacuda, Ward 2.
The mic, you see, practicing right here. And after this, I'll take it back.
Oh, we have all the kids today. I love it.
Good job. Yeah. No pressure.
You have to come up, you want to come a little closer in the middle? There we go.
There you go. We'll hold it. There.
Wrong one. There you go. Do you want to swear or affirm? Okay, let me get the right oath first. Okay, ready?
Yep.
I
I,
state your name.
Joseph Michael Jacuda,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and that I will be faithful
and that I will be faithful
and bear true allegiance to the state of Maryland
and bear true allegiance to the state of Maryland
and support the Constitution and laws thereof,
and support the Constitution and the laws thereof,
and that I will
and that I will
support the Charter and laws of Prince George's County,
support the Charter and laws of Prince George's County,
and that I will,
and that I will,
to the best of my skill and judgment,
to the best of my skill and judgment,
diligently and faithfully,
diligently and faithfully,
without partiality or prejudice,
without partiality or prejudice,
execute the office of
execute the office of
Councilmember Ward 2
Councilmember Ward 2
for the city of Mount Rainier
for the city of Mount Rainier
in Prince George's County,
in Prince George's County,
according to the Constitution and laws of this state
according to the Constitution and laws of this state
and the charter of this city.
and the charter of this city.
Congratulations. You're welcome. Good job.
You give it to me quickly. Look what's going on there. So I'll be taking back the mic. Thank you, Luke. Luke gave it to me as fast as he could. Thank you, Luke, so much. All right, so thank you so much. We appreciate you always, and I know you always make an extra effort to come to the city of Mount Rainier, so thank you. All right, we won't tell nobody we are your favorite, okay? But we all know. All right, perfect. So before we move on to the review of the council rules or procedures or anything on, I would like to cede the floor to, and they already decided who was gonna go first, so we're gonna honor the request. But I'm gonna cede the floor to Councilmember Luke Chesek to say a few words, followed by Councilmember Jared Stofis as well.
Thank you, Mayor.
Back to you.
Yeah, I just want to thank everyone on this council and staff. It's been a wonderful 8 years. I think back, Selena, when we first ran 8 years ago, it was a very different world.
Yeah.
There were no restaurants across the street. The Bird was there, where Dota's is now. There were alleys, Church Alley, Newton Street Alley, that were just terrible. You couldn't
Yeah.
barely ride cars on them. And sidewalks. There were no sidewalks in a
They
lot of
didn't
places where we
exist,
needed
yeah.
sidewalks. And I've just been really proud of the work we've all been able to accomplish. The city looks very different than it did 4 years ago, or 8 years ago. And there's a lot of construction around Route 1 that you'll see now, and even more construction happening around the city. And a lot of that's because of the work of this council and prior councils. And it's just been really, really awesome to see that, and I'm really proud of that. I just want to share something about each person who's going to stay on council and do all this work while I just complain to them from the outside, which is going to be fabulous. I want to start Danielle. I'm very excited for you to be my Ward 1 representative. I know how strong of an advocate you are for whoever comes to you with a problem, and I appreciate that about you. Joseph, I'm excited that you're going to be taking on, I think, a lot of the causes that you and I both hold dear to our heart when it comes to the environment. And I'm just looking forward to the progress that you're going to be able to make on that front and in other areas as well over the next 4 years. Jenny, so proud of you jumping into this role. And I think there's going to be a role on this council, like every council, for somebody who has that kind of mediation background. You have a law degree, and sometimes that helps seeing issues from the both sides. And so I think you're going to get to know our city attorney, Alyssa, very well. And I think you're going to have a very close friendship, and I'm so excited that you're going to have that presence on the council. Valerie, who's not here today, Valerie Woodall, another council person, she does a ton in this city and on the whole Route 1 corridor, actually, on a ton of things. And I'm excited for her to take kind of, I think, more of a leadership role on this council. And then Selena, so glad you're here. I don't think I could be stepping down if I knew you weren't here to be the mayor and help out with so much. I remember when we met in the water hole. You remember that, like 8 years ago?
Yes.
And we didn't know what the hell we were doing.
Yeah.
And then we figured it out and accomplished a lot, and really thankful for that.
Yeah.
And I want to just let everybody know that I think one of the best things that I think we did as a council over the last 8 years, and I think really serves you well. There's going to be a lot of disagreements, and I would just like, in your core, don't doubt that somebody else doesn't have the best interests of the city at heart. Like, you're going to disagree a lot on stuff, and you're going to be pissed because somebody doesn't have your great idea that you think is a great idea. But if you really deep down know that, like, these people have the best interest of the city at heart, you get through it and you work on things, because there's going to be times when everyone's going to have to come together. And lastly, I want to say thank you to the city manager, Mr. Kamali. You were director of public works when I first started.
Yeah.
And you immediately became someone who I could just trust. You got any project that came across your desk, you got done. You got it done ahead of schedule. You got it done under budget, which is, in government, that's like a hard thing to find. And you continue to do that. And I, in addition to Selena being here as mayor, I just trust you being here as city manager. You've built a wonderful staff, and I'm so appreciative of the staff you've built and the work you've done, and I just thank you so much. And that's it. This is my last chance. I get to talk a ton, so I guess I'll have to stop. Yeah, and yeah, Jared.
Oh, yeah. That was fun.
I always liked it when Luke goes first, so I can crib some of his best talking points.
Yeah.
So, but no, I just want to thank everyone so much. I mean, this is really bittersweet for me. It's been an amazing opportunity to serve this community over the last 4 years. Amazing experiences. I knew a lot of people. I thought I knew a lot of people in this community before I ran. I definitely know a lot more after. Just folks that care about the work, that advocate, work in this community, that live in this community, that advocate for this community. I just have been really warmed by how many people care and pour their passion and their love into this city. So I just really want to thank everyone so much. I want to, again, start with staff. Thank you so much, Mr. Kamali. As Luke mentioned, you were our Public Works Director when I came on. When you ascended into that role, you've done an amazing job leading the city through the tail end of COVID, through a lot of major projects. You're going to have great leadership on the way ahead. To all the staff that have listened to us often through very late meetings, patiently answered questions, worked and helped problem solve with us. I really appreciate your patience, your thoughtfulness, your professionalism constantly with, sometimes we have disagreements, sometimes our, residents can be wonderful, sometimes it can be challenging, and I appreciate your thoughtfulness and steadiness through it all. I'm really grateful to the folks I've worked with. I'll start with Luke because he's rolling off with me.
Jared and I are going to the bar after.
Yeah, we are going to have a little more free time. So, no, just Luke's your big ideas, your visions for projects that we now see, Memorial Park, major capital projects that sometimes, honestly, at the beginning I was a little skeptical. Now I'm not, because we see them rolling out all across the city. I'm glad you kept on pushing. I'm glad you nudged me and kept us going through and always had a kind of a steady, large vision ahead. Selena, your leadership, your ability to network, to pull folks together, your connections at the county, the state, the federal government, your deep roots in this community across all spectrums, all demographics. I just really appreciate the work you do as a community-facing leader in just helping us through challenges, through unsteady times in the past, probably some rough times going forward, and your willingness to always step up and be there for us. Valerie, who's not here, she's been a neighbor of mine for far longer than on council, but I just appreciate her thought. She's worked in the court, in the Route 1 corridor, and other organizations. She's been a great advocate, a great Ward 2 leader, and very much appreciated. And Danielle, I really appreciate, since you've come on to council, you've been a great community advocate. You've been great at reaching out to residents and helping talk them through and often walk them through intricacies in the city. I really appreciate the time you've spent and the thoughtfulness when you reach out to folks in this neighborhood. I just also wanted to thank again our elected officials that showed up. Senator Augustine, Delegate Fennell, Delegate Ivy, you've been fantastic advocates for us. Thank you for going to bat for this community and in the legislature, standing up for us. I mean, all of you talking me through when I got on council and you had to probably, be patient and answer sometimes dumb questions. I really appreciate just your tireless advocacy in what is a very full-time but also part-time job. And I know it's very tiring. I know you have a ton of communities, and I appreciate all the time you spent in advocacy here. And then congratulations to Joseph and Jenny. We're really excited. The experience you're both going to bring, the thoughtfulness, your passion for which you ran, and the ideas and the opportunities and the projects that you're going to steward forth. I think we have a bright path ahead for this city. A lot of great things in the last couple of years. Great path going forward. We're going to have some ups and downs. I mean, it's going to be some unsteady times, especially in the national environment. I'm really grateful we're going to have great leadership on this council continuing on and coming on board. So thank you so much.
No pressure whatsoever. Melly's flagging me. Yes, Melissa? Anything you need me to add to this? Just like, no. So if you guys are not aware, Melissa is our Director of Administrative Services, also our City Clerk. We also have in the back Alma Ferrufino, Director of Code. Mr. Hopkins, who's Director of Economic Development. You have Pink Howell with Communications. You have Jared with a D for MRTV. You obviously have Mr. Kamali here, and you actually have Nicole in the back in the other room for Finance, right? Who else am I missing? Natalie and Gabby on the other side. They'll come in. So these are basically I know they're coming in and out. But So I saw Unico. You see what happens? You sidetracked me. But they are the people, one of the few people, right, who run the city and helped us out. Like, we come up with wonderful and great ideas all the time. And they're the ones that sit us down and like ask us the basic question: who's gonna run this? How much is it gonna cost? And what does it look like? And how's it gonna benefit the city or not, right? Those are your basic questions. And if you're not able to answer, you basically go back to the drawing board and be like, and here it is. So we definitely have a lot of love and respect for them because they carry us through. So there usually it's not a no. We usually like talk it through and we're able to answer some of the basic questions. They get information back to us, but a lot of the progress, I want to make sure people know that we're usually the face of it, but they're the ones that are out there heavily lifting and working and making sure things happen and following the stuff that we put through them. And anything that's legislated that happens, they're the ones that carry on and make sure that they're outspoken about what they feel, which is why we hire them, because we don't want people that say yes to us. We wanted people to make sure they constantly tell us like where we can go and not go, and what ideas we have and how far we can go. And we still shove them a little bit further sometimes that they're comfortable, but we have been able to build a trust relationship with them for them to know that even if the vision's big, we will cut it into maybe like 5 or 6 years to get it across, but there's the vision and mission always for the city. All right, so saying that, the official exchange happens at 8, right? So right now we're gonna have a bit of time to be able to give an opportunity if anybody wants to say something that, yeah, I knew you were gonna tell me, Melissa, I saw you. Be able to, if you guys wanna go ahead and speak up and say something, Senator delegates, the floor is yours. Obviously, board member as well, and Ms. Amina as well. All right, go ahead. Oh, how are we gonna have?
What is
Yeah,
who is
please.
this?
That's woof. Yeah. Yeah.
What's his name?
Hello, buddy. This is Julian Wolf Ivy.
Julian Wolf.
We-
Oh, yeah, I
I
know.
know.
I know. Politicians. The worst.
Future president of the United States is here with us.
Scary, right?
Oh,
Yeah,
I know. Look, he's like crying that you're
Yes,
leaving. See?
it's dinner time.
All right, go ahead.
Oh, buddy.
Oh.
All right, is it, oh, you just have the mic? Oh, got you, okay. Good evening, everyone. I'm Senator Malcolm Augustine, and I proudly represent you all in Annapolis, and joined by my colleagues here in District 47A, the Delegate Fennell and Delegate Ivy. And we really are just very, very pleased to be with you all tonight to say, obviously, thank you to Councilmember Stolfus and Councilmember Chesick for the years of partnership and working with you. And also to just say welcome to Joseph and Jenny. Forgive me for not using your last names, but I'm going to try to get there sooner or later. Joseph, I know yours, of course. So it's, and this is going to be different. You're going to see. You're about to find out. So, okay. But yeah, no, I just really do, congratulations to you two. And also to your families. Really wonderful to see your families here. It's a sacrifice. They're going to have to sacrifice during this period of time, and it's, it's just really a thankless job. There's really a tremendous, as you heard from the council members, though, there are real rewards in doing this work. And so we just really welcome you to it. We are here to be a resource for you. Well, Joseph knows where to find us, that's for sure. Jenny, you'll know where to find us too, and we'll be really pleased to that. And of course, Mayor, we've just been real great partners through the years, and I'm just really grateful for that partnership with you. Yeah, and I look forward to continuing to work with the council and the council members, including Councilmember Carter and Woodall going forward. And so we just really are grateful for you all. In just a few more minutes, I'm sure Delegate Fennell has a few words.
I do. Thank you, Senator. I just want to say, first of all, congratulations to each and every one of you. Luke and everyone, you all have done a phenomenal job in Mount Rainier. And I look forward, the Senator and myself, and I know Julian, we look forward to many more things to come. You all have done a great job in building with a partnership with us, coming to Annapolis, asking us for bond bills, and that we've been able to do. I remember your mayor, and I want to tell just this little story. I remember your mayor called me, and she said, I need bond money in reference to the City Hall. I said, no. I did. I said, no, you're getting it in too late. She called me back. She said, I really need this. I said, okay. And I said, okay. And we was able to, 2017, we was able to bring that bond money back. So I just want to let you all know that that's what it's all about in reference to coming in and making sure that you do for the citizens of your community. And I know that y'all each and every one of you have done a great job because you advocated. Not only did you advocate it, but you also did policies to make sure that you took care and taking care of the citizens of Mount Rainier. So I just want to say congratulations to all of you, each and every one of you, because without you, we would not be able to do the job that we do. And congratulations again.
I think he wants the mic. Yes, here. We just want to commend you all for the work that you do. The council members that are on their way out. I mean, we've worked hand in hand on so many issues, and I just commend you for your dedication to the community, and I just thank you for it. There's nothing that I could say that hasn't already been said, but thank you for your service, and I'm sure your families are excited to an extent to have all the time back from you, so on and so forth. But truly, this has been a great partnership here in Mount Rainier to get really tough things done, like Delegate Fennell and Senator Augustine were saying. And during these incredibly difficult times, I just hope that we can keep that relationship and move forward, even as, there are different members of the team now. But I don't think there's ever been a more critical moment for this community and for so many different communities. So I just want to say I'm here for you. You can give me a call anytime, and I can't always say yes, I can't always say no, but we're gonna work in the same direction. Thank you. And I don't know what happened. I don't know.
It's all right. And so, Mayor, we do have a citation for you. If you'll come on up, we'd be grateful. It says, Maryland General Assembly official citation, be it hereby known to all that sincerest congratulations are offered to the Honorable Selena Benitez, Mayor, City of Mount Rainier, in recognition of being re-elected as mayor. We look forward to working with you and your team. Again, congratulations and much success as you continue to lead the City of Mount Rainier. Presented on this 14th day of May by myself, Senator Malcolm Augustine, and delegates Diana Fennell and Delegate Julian Ivey. So congratulations, and we really appreciate you. Yeah. All right, and we also have one for Councilmember Hoffpower. What's that pronunciation? Hoffpower. All right, that was close enough, right? So you're ready, okay. So we do have this citation for you, and be it hereby known to all that sincerest congratulations are offered to Jenny Hoffpower, Councilmember, Ward 1, recognition of being elected to the office of Town Council in the town of Mount Rainier, presented on this day of, this is not the right day, but that's okay, it's when you were elected, of May, by myself, Senator Augustine, Delegates Fennell, and Delegate Ivey. Congratulations, we really look forward to working with you. There you go. Congrats.
You know what? Congratulations. Congratulations. Thank you. You're welcome. And pronounce that last name again? Hoffpower. Okay, wow, okay.
I know how to pronounce this one. The Maryland General Assembly. Official citation. Be it hereby known to all that sincerest congratulations are offered to Joseph Chakuda, Councilmember Ward 2, in recognition of being elected to the office of Town Council for the town of Mount Rainier, City of Mount Rainier. Presented on this day by myself, Senator Malcolm Augustine, delegates Diana Fennell, Delegate Julian Ivey. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Joseph, it's been good working with you. Look forward to working with you again. All right.
Joseph.
Thanks again, y'all.
Thank you so much. We're gonna the food and then we come back.
Yeah.
Okay. Congratulations. Thank you guys so much. So, so now I also want to give the floor to School Board Member Pamela Busta-Strother, who's been a definitely big ally of ours as well.
All right, thank you so much. And does this work? Does this work? Oh, good evening, everyone. I'm so pleased to be here to support the swearing in of Joseph and Jenny as they begin their lives as elected officials, and certainly elected officials with children, which I have been experiencing. And as Senator Augustine noted, your lives are about to change, but we know that you're both so committed and really care about the city, really care about the children of the city, and I certainly will look forward to working with both of you. To Luke, I've very much enjoyed our time together overlapping as elected officials. Your previous experience in education, I know you shared with me some really great ideas in thinking about being part of a big school system, and I'll always appreciate how you brought the many hats that you wear into our partnership. And to Jared, of course, I love our overlap of our interest in electric buses and greener cities and greener school system, and really appreciate how much both of you have given, and wish you the best. So to Danielle, really appreciate how you've just given so much to the children of the city over the years, and then moved that into being an elected official, and you continued in that fight, and you care so much. And I just want to thank you for the new programs you've brought, the recreation committees, the expansion and the partnership and the funding to our schools. So I'll say that to Mount Rainier Elementary and Thomas Stone. I will say thank you all for the investments with the ARPA funds. We have beautiful outdoor classrooms now because of this team. And Mayor Benitez, I know we now have more time together, and we will continue to work together on behalf of all the children of the school system. And I just really appreciate how you have always made sure to reach out to me about the children of the city, what they need and what they need in their schools. And you've been an incredible partner. And for the first time, this council has a majority of PGCPS parents sitting at the same time. So we have Valerie, Joseph, and Selena engaged in our schools, engaged in the work of the school system every day. And I'll look forward to how we all can amplify that together. But I'm really happy to be here this evening. In municipal governments, in my district, I have 7 municipal councils that overlap my map, and City of Hyattsville is 5 schools, and Mount Rainier is 2 schools, and it's just I couldn't do this work without council members and mayors who really care about the schools in their community. So I'm really happy to celebrate the start and celebrate the success of departing members. So thank you all so much.
So it is 7:41. We're going to take a quick break to get some refreshments. And then when we come back, right before 8, we'll do the switch over, okay? Good? You guys look a little excited. And before you should I have something else to say to you guys. back to order. I hope you guys enjoy the wonderful refreshments. So the official switch is going to happen a little after 8 o'clock. As long as after 8 o'clock, we're fine. But I wanted to make sure I came in a little bit earlier to say a few words to both Luke and Jared, who have been like a part of my life for 8 and like 4 years. I think even longer than that, Luke. But, you know, it's going to be hard for me because I definitely have depended on them so much through the years, not just as colleagues, but also as friends. I will start with Jared and then I'll go with Luke because I know you're longer than that, right? So Jared came into this council with a ton of knowledge, connections, and not just knowledge of the city, transportation, and I mean, his endless amount of like knowledge is ridiculous. It's a whole entire, but also like connections and so on, right? But what I love and appreciate about Jared was the fact that although he had all this knowledge, not once did he make the rest of us feel like we were not as smart or not enough like on it. He makes sure at all times we work collectively to get to where we needed to be at, right? And I think that there's times where even if we had difference of opinion, we reached to like a consensus because he knew what was better for the city, right? There's times where I understood his point better. There's times where I understood better. But at the end of the day, I think that the fact that we both knew that at the end of the day, it's like the best of the city was at heart. We read in between the lines to figure out like what is it that we wanted. But I also know that I am not losing a colleague. I know he's like, ability to be there for, the whole entire city, to be honest, right? It's also gonna continue even past his term. So Jared, I'm beyond grateful for the fact that you decided to join us for the last 4 years. And I know you've done work for the city in multiple capacities prior to that. And I know you're gonna be doing it so on. So I am very grateful for you for that. So Luke, Luke. Luke and I joined council together 8 years ago. I remember when we first met, right? I told Luke, Isabella was like a baby. And when we had the conversation, because it was the seat for 4 years and 2 years, I remember telling him, like, you guys will have me for 2 years to try to get it, and that's it. And that was like 8 years ago, by the way.
Yeah.
And so, but it was when it came to somebody that I could, bless you, sweetheart. When I came to somebody that I could talk, brainstorm, or even communicate, Luke has been like, my partner in crime for many years, right? The ability for us to be able to find that balance as well, whether his, dreams are gigantic. You also need somebody to be like, how do we make it happen and how do we get to it, and vice versa. There's times we'll be like, let's think about this, Selena, right? And I'll be like, sleep on it, Selena. I'm like, I'll sleep on it. I'll talk to you in the morning, right? But when it came to like making sure that our priorities were matched, Luke was instrumental. When we originally came 8 years ago, there was a lot of tension because it felt like we had the 3 votes and we were gonna run over everybody. Remember that? We were like, whatever we want is done today and no big deal. But both me and Luke knew that that's not the kind of council we wanted to make sure it was one that we cooperate, that we work together, right? So if an item took like 7 or 8 meetings to happen, or a whole entire year for the trash and recycle, we managed to do that because we wanted to make sure at the end of the day, we had harmony, but also make sure we heard the other voices. But again, a lot of respect and knowledge on Luke's end. And we learned together, we grew together. And even when I came, to the realization that after there are various people talking to me about like, think about becoming mayor, right? Luke was always one that was like a firm believer in me. I think Luke believed in me even more than I believed in myself at times. He'd be like, you got this, you know what you're doing. I was like, okay. And I'll come back and be like, I knew how to handle, right? But you also needed that in the team. And I think that I got in that a lot with Luke. And I know I thank you a lot. And sometimes I don't tell you thank you enough, right? But that's what you have been. You have been the steady ship that gets me through, because I know that at the end of the day, with a couple of you guys, that you guys have faith that my heart's in the right place, and the faith that whatever I do is towards the city and vision and moving us forward. And I've had to need that, not just anchors to keep me down to the ground to make sure, the roots are here, but make me fly high enough beyond, like basically push me to the other side to be like, you got this. So I'm not as confident, but I'll tell you this, being able to work with Luke and also Jared and obviously Valerie as well has allowed me to be more confident in myself, believe more in what to do. And sometimes I'll be like, what is it that you guys want to envision with the priorities? Because that was the big thing. Like, all come together, we have 1 billion projects to build, but what are your 3 priorities to figure out what we used to mesh together? So that way it was easier on the staff to be like, okay, this is what they all agree are priority, and then move on, right? But also allow for me to be able to go like, okay, I know what is it that you want. I know what is it that you want. What is the piece that is missing? And my job is to go out there and go bat for you guys. And like you heard the delegate, sometimes they have said no. And I call back again and say, and this is the reasons why it should be a yes. But I couldn't do my work without either of you guys. And no, now I have to do it. So Jenny and Joseph, you guys have big shoes to fill. And I'm sure you guys are going to do great. I think that both of you guys have a lot of their personalities and traits, which is like a positive thing for me. But I definitely know, just like, Jared, that you are not going to longer be council member Luke Chestek, but you'll still be my friend forever. And to both of your extended families, you know how much I love Meg and the kids, but also like, everybody that's around you guys, please extend our thank you on behalf of the city, because I know they have been anchor and support to you guys, which has led to be anchor and support to me. And I know Megan has pulled me aside and be like, you got this, Alina. I'll be like, thank you, Megan. And plenty of times I joke with Luke and say like, oh, I thought it was Megan on the phone. Too bad, I'll settle for the second Chestek, right? Yeah. But the reality of all this is for me to say to you guys that I am forever grateful for what you've done, not just for me, but the whole entire city. The city has advanced like endlessly. And in the midst of COVID, you guys make sure that things were moving through and make sure you guys supporting the decisions I made. And we got it to where we needed to go. But again, we moved the ship together. And it took a lot of work, but we're here. So I want to say thank you. And I definitely will miss you guys in this capacity. And then I get to like have different conversations with you guys. We're not breaking up in meetings law, so which should be great. All right, so thank both of you guys. Okay, can you guys give him a big applause, please? Oh, you guys are adorable. Okay.
Mayor, may I say a couple of words to them?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, first I'm going to start with Jared because I've known you the least, but you've had a very big impact on me as well. When I first came on council, I knew traffic and the roads and streets from a public safety aspect, but I learned from you a lot more through the department. Oh, thank you, Mayor. Through the Department of Transportation, your reports and stuff really opened my eyes to see things from a different angle than just that of a first responder. Also, the compost. Thank you so much for that. My husband and I are very much big fans of that, and I preach the gospel of compost to everybody I talk to who may not have one in their yard. So thank you very much. Luke, I remember 8 years ago, a little over 8 years ago, when you knocked on my door when you had Austin in tow, and you said, my name is Luke Chestek, and I'm running for council. What is your number one priority, or what are your priorities? And the first thing out of my mouth was, we need lidded garbage cans. And to watch and listen to you guys, you and Selena, advocate for those and bring those to the community and work together the way you did was awesome. And I knew when you guys put your heads together to do that, I knew that there wasn't a whole lot you weren't going to be able to accomplish. The things you've done with the Arts Commission, bringing that on, when we talked about, with recreation, you did a lot helping us in the beginning before handing it off to Selena. You did a lot. And your development of the Arts Commission is greatly appreciated, not only towards those of us who appreciate and have a small place in the arts community as artists and makers, but to the greater community, those who enjoy it and those that are serious artists in the community. So thank you very much for that. And I am looking forward to the emails and phone calls with the complaints that you may have in Ward 1. And I hope you guys enjoy your retirement. And this is going to be very appropriate. Go Cubs.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right, thank you guys so much. So I will be asking Joseph and Jane to please step up to the dais. And Luke and Chestek, please give them a big applause. I know, you could take it with you. You get unlimited supplies of pens from the city of Mount Rainier for the rest of your life. And also, how do you call it, your name tag. All right. Melissa's going to be like, I don't know from what budget, Mayor. I'll be like, only this once, okay? Once we run out of them, you can no longer do this. All right. So First order of business. So thank you guys for joining us in the table. And right before the council rules and procedure, I will say a few words about both of you guys, and I will move on. But I think that I did ask to add Jared and Luke to the agenda for the parting words, and I didn't add myself because I'm horrible at this. Although I'm not parting because I got reelected, but I definitely want to say a few words. Moving from one position to the other, right? The same exact one. I will tell you guys that, first of all, thank you. Thank you to God, my family, and all of those voters who have supported me for the last 8 years, longest 8 years of my life. But in saying that, it has meant the world that you have trusted me and trusted the vision that the city has put forward and my ability to bring a team together from, the wise decision that we made from hiring Mr. Kamali when we had very little staff. We didn't have a lot of directors. We didn't have a lot of staff members to have basically a whole complete staff now, making sure our committees were fully staffed and professionalized. I did listen to a board of elections. They needed 2 board members added, and we went ahead and followed through with that. But overall, it's been a wonderful experience for the last 8 years, sharing council seats, with Mayor Miles, former Mayor Brian Neller, Councilmember Shivali Shah. Who else am I missing? Luke and Jared, Valerie, of course, Danielle, who has joined recently. But also when it comes to people that helped us get here, Jesse and Tracy as well, who make themselves beyond available at all times, right? So I will say to you that the last 4 years were tough. I think that we all came in with beautiful agendas and dreams and everything, and then the census was upon our door, and people were very scared to do it, right? And that affected everything that we can, but I want to thank the various volunteers in the city who knocked more than 7 times in every single door. That includes all the apartments to get our numbers up, and that is the numbers that were used when it came to financing the money that we got, the masks, the vaccines, and everything. And then we were thrown into a pandemic. And it took every single member of the city to make sure they were out there, giving out food, checking on their neighbors, and making sure we were able to do it all together. And Monday through Friday, rain, snow, sun, we were giving out food. I know the staff also helped us out. And it wouldn't have happened if people wouldn't have come together and making this happen. So I'll say you this. Something that I love about Mount Rainier is the fact that we come together where things are tough. That's it. No questions asked, we come together, And it took a lot of people to make this happen, right? The next 4 years are going to be a challenge. It's not going to be easy. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. We barely survived the first 100 days. But something you could definitely count is the fact that we'll continue steering the ship, moving, even if it's half an inch in front of us, nonstop to get us to where we need to be. Little by little, we have been able to get to some of our green markers, and we'll continue on it because that's who we are as a city. We have gotten more involvement and even more participation than we've had before. And I know different members as former council members, right? But even former mayors, even Mayor Fred Cecine still comes out and helps us out, right? But no matter what is in front of us, we are Mount Rainier. We believe in one another. We're out there being activists and artists in every shape, form, or matter to be able to get the things that we need and want in life, right? And that's not going to change. We have a lot of barriers in front of us, but I'll tell you this, Mount Rainier is good at finding the silver lining in everything that happens and finding ways to get us across. So against all odds, we're going to thrive. We have an outstanding city team. That's the reason why I make sure I introduce you to some of those faces that are usually silent heroes behind the doors, making sure we're okay. I have trust in this whole collective to carry us through. I know Councilmember Woodall is not here. She is sick, but that doesn't mean she's not actively involved in every single way that it can. So moving forward, we'll continue working together. And the Board of Election will take notes. I'll send notes to the Board of Election like I always do, post because I love them dearly. But whether it's the Green, the Tree Commission, Recreation Committee, and the various organizations that support us, and NLC, the National League of Cities, MML, and so on, Local Progress, we're going to continue moving forward and making sure what's best for the cities here. So this is my thank you with all my complete heart to my family for putting up with all the endless nights and the calls 24/7 that happened, but also to the residents who had faith in me being able to carry you for the next 4 years, and my whole entire support system. I know Jasmine also here, Chris, you're over there as well, right? And the many other people that are also elected officials that have carried me through when I need a call, mentorship, or even something as simple as like, can you help me pick up my daughter because we're running around? It takes a whole village to do this, and I'll tell you this, I'm very happy that we are all together in this, and more than ever, I'm gonna ask and seek for your support and help, because it's gonna take every single one of us to get us through the next 4 years. So, the same way I told the board elections there, sign up for life for their positions for the next 4 years, Mount Rainier, I need you to make sure that we're there present, checking in on the various residents of the city, and support us 100%, because we need to make sure we continue moving forward, because this is who we are. And no matter what's happening at the various levels, we'll continue moving forward and being there for one another, and that's not gonna change on who we are. So in saying that, I profusely thank you guys for the faith, and I look forward for this collective team, and imagine Valerie right here as well, okay? In order to move us forward, and Luke and Jerry, I know you guys are also gonna be there like former council members have been that carry us through. And so if you see one of the former elected officials, please thank them, because one way or another, they call us, email us to support or help us in advancing. But at the same time, if you see, the family of the former council members as well, they've been wonderful to us. And I will leave it at that, just that we need to pull together as a city, and we'll go beyond that. If we manage to survive a pandemic, global pandemic at that, with no end in sight, we will overcome this. So let's have faith together and push together and work together, okay? So that is my words of like moving from re-election, but a big thank you with all my heart for everything you guys do, and thank you for entrusting me as well, all right? So now back to order. All right, so in front of you guys, council members, you do have the review of the council rules and procedures. This is the agreement we make with one another when it comes to what we do and how we're able to collaborate with each other. Okay, so I will be asking for a motion on the floor to approve the council rules and procedures. You guys could say so moved, or go ahead,
So
Councilor.
moved.
So move. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, I got Jaquid and Carter. All right, any discussion?
I would like to make a motion to amend.
You could make a motion, but right now we're in discussion. So there's a motion on the floor, so motions are not supersede unless they withdraw the motion.
I'll withdraw my motion so she can discuss.
No, I guess I will withdraw the motion, I think.
All right, what is your motion?
I would like to move to amend the articles. I printed it off. I would like to amend Article 5 with the insertion of a new section F specifying in-person meetings. The meetings of the council shall occur in person within the corporate limits of Mount Rainier. And it would also be an amendment to Article 9, Section A, to insert the underlined text, so that Section A would read, work sessions of the council will be conducted in order to ensure the orderly and consistent operational guidance and oversight of the affairs of the city by its elected representatives. The conduct of these in-person work sessions is ideally suited for discussion and debate between and among council colleagues. Work sessions may also afford elected and appointed officials, staff and residents, businesses and property owners, as well as other interested parties, the opportunity for open dialogue in a less formal setting than the regular city council meetings.
There's a motion on the floor to make 2 amendments. Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Okay, open to discussion. Anybody wants to start, because I definitely have plenty to say about this. Go ahead. So hold on. So to be clear, you're asking for the meetings to all be held in person? Because this is what the change you're asking to do.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
So can I ask for a point of clarification, a point
Yeah,
of order?
go ahead.
Because we haven't adopted the rules yet, does section 4 on amending rules apply that these, it says these rules after initial adoption may be amended or new rules adopted in the same manner as other resolutions passed, provided that the proposed amendments or new rules shall have been introduced into the record at a prior council meeting.
Yeah, so we cannot adopt it at this meeting. She could just make the proposal and that's it. So we will have to, if, we could vote on them today and then it has to be brought up to a work session. Correct. All right, any other discussion? Danielle?
Point of clarity as well, this is for the council to be in person, but the meetings, I'm assuming, would be offered on a hybrid basis for the greater community?
The rules specify that, that they will be streamed live, videotaped, and made available for public review. They don't specify that they are hybrid, but I certainly would be, I would like them to continue to be hybrid. I wasn't sure. The rules kind of don't specify where the meetings are to be held. And so I just wanted clarification that the rules should be held in person. If we should also amend them to specify that they would be hybrid as well, that would be fine. I wasn't sure if that was implied in Article 6, Section B, where it says public meetings shall be streamed live, whether that was implying the hybrid nature or not.
Okay, I just want to make sure that that would be clear going forward with this. I'm fine with moving forward with this.
Okay,
The work
so
session.
they cannot be voted on today. I will say my piece. I will tell you guys that we quickly learned during the pandemic that in-person meetings were not the only outlet that we can have them. And unfortunately, we also amended to make sure that if for whatever reason, the council members couldn't be in person, they could also like called in from whether they were out of town or they were sick. That also became important because as we know, if you are in a position where you have to travel for work, what most of us do, it allows for people to be able to make that call from outside in order to join in. And also became an issue because as some of us became pregnant, the facility of being able to bring your child to the meeting as a newborn wasn't going to be a possibility if they were all in person. So I would say that let's think this through, because we have in the past been able to do a combination of things in order to make sure we're able to allow for more people to participate. Because at a certain point, if you're not participating in the meeting, it becomes a chaos. But that is where it's at. So I definitely will not support, I would not be supporting in-person only meetings. I do like the capability of hybrid, and I also like the capability of people calling in case need be. I think it has helped tremendously for a lot of us to be able to call in case need be, in order to make sure that the meetings carry on, in order to make sure we do not isolate anyone. You have something else to add? Are you good?
I also think it would be important to consult the staff to make sure the logistics are ready for such an action. We currently have a very small space in the Mayor Melinda Miles building. I remember I used to go to the doctor there, so I remember how tiny of a place it is.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if we're quite at the capabilities to be able to host a meeting, because the amount of space in there isn't conducive for the public in order to attend. So it seems like it would defeat the purpose of this intended amendment. So I think we need to consult with staff prior to moving forward. And in addition, I do think for such a change, all 5 of us should be present to move anything forward.
Okay, perfect. Anything else?
If I could, we have many other options in the city. We've got the community room at Kaywood, the Nature Center, the community room at the fire department is ours free for council meetings. So we're not limited to just the Mayor Miles building until Cotts Hall is not far from being finished anyway too. So I think something like this would be a temporary, finding a space until then. But I do thank you, Jenny, for bringing it up. I appreciate that.
So thank you so much. I think that the other thing to remind people is that when the staff was consulted about like moving the meetings around, it was gonna take 2 hours for them to set up and 2 hours to break it down. That means that our staff will be leaving, if the meeting is at 7, they'll be leaving before 5 to the locations, have the meetings for 2 to 3 hours, and then break down the equipment and then bring it back to City Hall, usually at late hours, and this is the reason why it was a note to them. So I just want to make sure we get the information across. Joseph, thank you so much for bringing the fact that we need to check with the staff, because they definitely, the last thing we need is to, add additional hours of overtime more than we need and don't have the capability to doing it. All right, so we already had at least 2 times, and I definitely would also like Valerie Woodall, as Vice Mayor, to make sure she's also here to be able to discuss, but the rules do state that we could bring them up, so they'll be brought up in the work session. For tonight, we basically could adopt them and move them on until they are changed at a later time if we choose to change them. Okay? So can I have a motion on the floor?
I move to adopt the rules
As presented?
as presented.
Thank you so much. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, any additional discussion? Hearing none. Any objections? Any abstentions? Hearing none, the council rules have been adopted. Thank you guys so much. Can I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Go ahead.
Second.
Okay, so probably moved and second. Any discussion? Objection, abstentions? Hearing none. This meeting has come to an end. Thank you guys so much.